Hey folks, this is Wayne S. Pierce from the American Liberty Radio Network. Just want to give a little brief follow-up to something. I just now had to unfollow someone, but stay friends. The remarks are... It's incredible, folks. It's just incredible. And I want to say this because it's important for you to know that, number one, I will continue to post articles and, other things as well, and my opinions, of course, on my Facebook page and also on American Liberty Radio podcast page. And I make no apologies for what I say. Sometimes I get a little riled up and say, and then the manner that I say things is a little offensive to people. So I'm just going to, continue to put stuff up there without any apologies. I can be harsh. I can be direct. I can be blunt. I can be in your face. Whatever. I'm not going to make any apologies for what I say, just for how I say them at times. So that's number one. Number two, the responses I get, either on my own page, my pages, or responses I get from people when I post on their page, tells me and verifies to me the basic thing that is there, and that is out in your face. It is literally, well, as I've said before, ignorant. People are ignoring the obvious. It verifies to me that people don't want to know the truth, don't want to know the facts, will ignore everything in front of their face, turn around and walk away and go do something else. It happens, okay? It's been verified more and more and more and more and more since I've been doing my broadcast since 2010, that people will ignore the truth and the facts, period. Now, I say that in response to a reply that I made to a friend of mine who I had to unfollow but stay friends with. And the response was, and I put my American Liberty Radio podcast link up there because they were talking about, my friend said, no matter what, no matter what your political views are, it's sad to see that people, were hurt, and he, sent out positive energy to those people. And that's fine. And I liked it and all that. And that's fine. But I put up the link I said, I'm not going to, give you the story or the article. If you want to know more, go to American Liberty Radio Podcast. Well, this person responded to my reply and said, I regret going to that page. I feel nauseated now. I'm assuming that they meant the podcast page. So in response to that, anyone, and I do mean anyone who responds in that fashion, has confirmed to me and verified to me they do not want the truth, they do not want the facts, they will not accept anything that is outside of their little, progressive narrative and what they've been indoctrinated to believe. Okay? That's number one, period. End of sentence. Number three. Excuse me, I got a little something going on there. Number three. I posted something yesterday about how people need to chill, how people need to, stop taking personal information and personal, inquiries into helping others as license to discuss that on radio shows. Now, a friend of mine who shall remain nameless has a radio show, but took another friend of mine on Facebook, on my Facebook's friends list. This person asked my other friend, who's a radio host, for help. Well, it just got blown completely out of proportion. And over months and months, this is what my other friend told me, my other Facebook friend told me, it just got, for months, turning turning this and then turning the other cheek, making sure that, it just went on and on and on and on and on. And for months, this other person who has a radio show kept putting all these personal, tidbits out on the radio show. So that's kind of a vague, way of, I'm not being specific as to who it was and all that. Okay, sorry. I'm not going to do that. So I posted that basically no one who has a radio show who was asked by someone else for help should put out personal information on a radio show. I refuse to do that. I just refuse. It's not ethical. All right. So I refuse to do that. If I generalize a statement and say people are stupid, well, who's stupid? I've thrown a whole lot of people into that category, right? Well, you guys figure it out. So I put that up there, and the responses were quite childish, to tell you the truth. Quite childish. And as far as I am concerned, the radio host is being an intolerant, childish person because they cannot relinquish their facade to just be a human being and help the other person out. So that is where that stands. And they're not the only ones, and this is not the only situation I've seen that has played out in a similar fashion like that. Okay? So, people who want to take, my point is, people who want to take personal information and tell everybody else about it, either directly or indirectly, or use synonyms or whatever, or false names, whatever. If you want to take a person's personal information and share it with the rest of the world, I have to take into consideration this. I will question your integrity. I will question your character. I will question your beliefs. I will continue to question your ability to function in the capacity in which you are in at that point. That is what I will do. Other people will, do whatever they want, but that's what I will do. So, to those people who have forums, either radio shows or podcasts or blogs or whatever, and you go to share someone else's personal information, you're not the kind of ethical person I want to be friends with. That's just the bottom line. That's the third point I wanted to make. So there you go. Wanted to throw that out there. Wanted to make a little follow-up. So, folks, there you go. You can always go to AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com and check things out. Let me know what you think, because I really want to know your opinion on certain matters, and this is one of them. So email me at AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com, AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com, or go to American Liberty Radio Podcast. I will talk to you later.